Everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? I titled my talk today, How Life is Like Lemonade. And I'm going to tell you guys how. But first, I want to give you guys a little bit about myself. I'm a model, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, a fashion designer, a shot put athlete, and I will be the mayor of New York City one day. I founded an organization called the Garrison Project with the essential goal of bettering the well-being of disabled individuals. I provide assistance and advice in various areas such as health and fitness, consultation services to small businesses, corporations, schools. Also, I provide motivational speeches and just advice. Now, I do want to give y'all a little bit go in depth on a lot of things that's plaguing the disabled community. But first, I had to give you guys a little bit about myself. Now, I want to make you guys aware. A wise man once told me, success is when preparation and opportunity meets. That same wise man also asked me if I wanted to be rich or did I want to be successful. So think about that for a second. What do you guys want to be in life? Do you guys want to be rich or do you guys want to be successful? See, there's this one issue with success, and that's it needs opportunity. And I brought you here to talk to you about the lack of opportunity given to people with disabilities. So I grew up in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn. And for many of you guys who don't know much about Brooklyn, Brownsville is one of the more tougher areas to reside. Low graduation rates, high incarceration rates, and plenty other statistical disadvantages that plague the African American male. However, my parents instilled in me at a young age hard work, dedication, and work ethic. And that turned out to be the essential qualities I would need to get through life. As an adolescent, I excelled academically and athletically. I was placed in a gifted program at the age of 8 after scoring in the top 3 percentile on various standardized exams. In athletics, I excelled. I played a variety of sports such as baseball, basketball, and football. In football, I was a standout running back for James Madison High School, receiving various awards and accolades due to my talent. And on a random summer night, however, tragedy happened. I was shot in my back, which left me paralyzed from the waist down. However, with the ability, I couldn't walk no longer. However, that wasn't an issue. You see, when adversity strikes, you have two options. You have one, you can get over it, or you could just lay there. So I took the option of getting over it. So, thank you. So when I was recovering from my injury, I seen various things in the rehabilitation hospital. I seen quadriplegic individuals learning how to brush their teeth. Now, for those of you guys who don't know much about quadriplegia, that's when you're paralyzed from the neck down with little to no ability to move your shoulders. So after seeing those individuals take an activity that we take for granted every day, learning how to redo something, after that, I was inspired. I was no longer bitter for the ability not to use my legs. I became grateful and thankful for the ability to use my arms. And you guys should feel the same way too. Y'all should be thankful that y'all have the ability to move your arms. So that's my lemons. We're going to make this lemonade now. So I'm going to give you the water for me, all right? And we're also going to stop using the word disabled today as well. And I'm going to give you a new term, but this is just for description purposes. Right now, we will use disabled. So, furthermore, I graduated from York College. This is the water now. My water was education and observation because you need education to compete. When you got things against you and you want to overcome them, you need education, you need knowledge. But the observation part was things I saw that was being overlooked in the disabled community. See, for every boat, it's easy to buy a boat, but it's hard to find a captain. So I said, I'll be that captain for the people that can't say anything or don't have anything they're afraid to say. So what I've observed is that, and I'm sure you guys don't know, but disabled individuals have the highest unemployment rate in this country. 70% of the disabled individuals in this country is currently unemployed. So I wanted to change that. See, with the odds stacked against you, you have to create change. Now, furthermore, the poverty rate is twice the amount of an able-bodied individual. Let alone the poverty rate is so high, but what is more alarming is that in New York, which is one of the most affluent cities in the world, one of the most expensive cities in the world, however, it's one of the biggest cities in the world. And the median average for disabled individuals that are employed is 38% in the country. New York falls below that at 33% and comes in at 32nd. So these numbers are real, and I could attest to that, because with all my qualifications, I was still being discriminated on against when I went into the workforce after graduating from college. Now, when I entered the workforce, I must have went over 20 interviews in a 2-year span. And sometimes disclosing my disability on applications, sometimes I didn't. However, out of those 20 interviews I went on, not one job called me back. So then I said, let me bring this issue to the attention of the mayor's office for people with disabilities, since I aspired to be the mayor one day. So when I brought this to their attention, I spoke with the assistant commissioner. Now, only one person at the mayor's office for people with disabilities is actually disabled, which is interesting. However, when I was at the mayor's office for people with disabilities, I was told that there was a position that was directly in line with my goals as far as promoting awareness to disabled individuals in this country and in New York City. And the assistant commissioner assured me that due to my hardship, she would call me for an interview. Now, I overcame adversity millions of times. So at that point, I was like, all right, I'll wait for your contact. If not, I'm a go-getter, so I'm going to contact you, and I'm going to keep contacting you until I get an answer. So I reached out multiple occasions. However, after about a month, I contacted the assistant commissioner. I said, you explained to me that after 1 week, you would contact me for an interview. You never did. However, I'm still interested. The assistant replied to me and said that the position was closed. So I said, the position was closed? How could that be? Why would she inform me that there's a position for me? And then that's when I realized there was a lot of nepotism and collusion. See, everybody at the mayor's office for people with disabilities, that if they was disabled and received a job, they had to be a member of a particular organization. Now, I said with my qualifications, why would I have to be a member of another organization if you're an equal opportunity employer? So that's when I said, you know what? I'm going to create change because I don't like when collusion exists. Did you guys know that you have a better chance of having a felony on your record than to attain a job being in a wheelchair? Now, that's an alarming number of people that are unemployed that are qualified to be employed. But like my mother always said, if you don't like something, you change it. Don't wait for someone else to change it. So that's when, and here comes the sugar. That's when I founded the Garrison Red Project. The reason why I founded the Garrison Red Project, because I started realizing that maybe it's not so much the individual, maybe I need to educate employers on the capabilities of individuals with disabilities. So I started consulting with different employers, and small businesses, a lot of small business owners found out that there was minor changes they had to make to accommodate the individual. So after doing that, I felt encouraged, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to stop there. I became motivated. I became motivated to do something impactful. I became motivated to create change. But most of all, I became motivated to better the lives of other individuals. So at the Garrison Red Project, I provide free advice, I provide free resources in a variety of areas with the essential goal, like I told you in the beginning, of bridging the gap between employer and individual. Now, from this moment on, we are no longer going to refer to disabled people as disabled. From now on, we're going to call these individuals abled with limitations. The reason why it should be able with limitations, say for instance, there's a multiple floor building and there's no elevator present or the elevator's out of service. No matter what, I still could get to the next flight, whether I have to scoot up the stairs or if someone has to carry me up the stairs. The fact of the matter is, I still could get to the next flight. Now, here I'm going to give you guys, thank you. Now here, I'm going to give you guys the sugar. Because in order to make lemonade, we got the lemons, we got the water, we need the sugar. See, the sugar is hard work, dedication, ambition, and courage. The reason why that's the sugar, because it's embodied in me. This was born. I didn't need to go to school to have these qualities. I was born with them. And since I was born with them, the only way I would be beneficial to the world is if I give these qualities off to each individual I encounter on a day-to-day basis. So y'all ever took into consideration, see, for instance, I had a job that was 40 miles away from where I lived, and it started at 6 in the morning. However, I knew that I had to make it to that job every day on time because it was going to open a door for someone else. And someone else was going to be able to attain a position in employment to better themselves and to become more independent. So that's what I set out to do. Now, I do want to get into something. The first way of achieving a success is by getting to a location or your destination on time. So y'all heard of ride-sharing programs such as Uber and Lyft. Am I correct? Did you know there's no way to disclose on a ride-sharing application that you are disabled? So, for instance, if your ride comes to escort you wherever you need to go, if you're not outside in 2 minutes, that car could leave you and charge your credit card. So I felt that was unfair. Also, I felt the train stations. There are a limited amount of accessible train stations in New York City. And the ones that are accessible in major hotspots are often out of service. So how is individuals going to actually make it to their employer on time if they don't have a way of getting there? And then furthermore, to adapt a brand new car, they can upcharge your car by 30% for 2 molded pieces of metal molded together. But the funny thing is we have autonomous cars now. So why can't you give me a car that could drive me? Why do I have to pay extra? And mind you, I'm at a disadvantage as far as income. So that was one of the main goals of the Garrison Red Project. It was to showcase some of my talents, some of the things I can do in an effort of bridging the gap between individual and employer. Because if they see some of our capabilities, they would be more enlightened and they would be more willing to give us employment. Now, what I do have is the ice. In order to create this lemonade, you need the ice. Everybody knows how refreshing lemonade can be on a hot summer day. So each of us is the ice, meaning you're the ice. You could give somebody an opportunity to make their lemonade more refreshing. You could give someone an opportunity to further themselves in life. So today what I want you guys to do, since I'm a leader and not a follower, I want us to stand together. And I'm going to stand with you guys, and we're going to take a pledge. Right? Everybody stand with me and we're going to take a pledge. From this moment on, we will give someone ice to make their lemonade refreshing. Everybody, please reach out to me, Garrison Red, on email, GarrisonRed36, Instagram, Big Money G, GarrisonRedProject.org. Just reach out. I need ice for the book I want to write. I need ice for a film I want on my life. I need ice to become mayor, and you guys got the ability to do so. Thank you. Did good? That was one of the hardest things I ever did in my life.